Hi everybody, I'm Sandy Armenian.
And I'm Cindy Armenian Rice.
And welcome to Mezze Moments, where we are sharing our love of some of our favorite Armenian foods. And then we're gonna bring you into the kitchen to show you how you can make them at home so easily with one of Cindy's mezze kits.
Yes.
So today we're making
Yalanchi, which is grape leaves stuffed with a rice seasoning mixture. It's a family favorite. Every family party, someone's always bringing the Yalanchi, right?
Yeah.
We have to have it.
It's a pain to make though, normally.
It is a pain.
Mommy made it, she made it all the time for get-togethers, but it's a lot of work.
There's probably about, I would say, maybe 20 different ingredients in this one recipe. And I know some people don't like to make any dish that has more than 3 ingredients. Well, this has a long list of ingredients, usually just a speck of this, a half a teaspoon of that.
Yeah.
5, the recipe that we follow in our family calls for, 8 cups of chopped onions.
8 cups.
You know how long that takes and how many tears?
I hate chopped onions.
Especially pre-Cuisinart. I mean, our grandmothers... Mommy used to do it in the Cuisinart.
She did?
After all these years of doing it by hand, but I
always did them by hand.
Yeah, I know. It takes forever and it's a lot of work. But anyways,
and her recipe also, with the 8 cups of onions, it made, I don't know how many dozens and dozens of yalanchi. And that was another thing that stopped me from making it.
Yeah.
Like, to try and cut the recipe down the way that my mother had it laid out, it's like, it's mental gymnastics.
Yeah. And then there's the grape leaves. So we're lucky enough now that I have grapevines growing in my backyard. I can pick them. My mother had grapevines too. But growing up, we did not always have grapes growing in our backyard. What did we do?
Well, sometimes we'd be driving around town and you'd hear, "Look over there, there's grape leaves, we gotta stop and pick them."
Pull over. They look really clean. They're at the edge of the parking lot. So we got all of us girls would get out of the car, pick the grape leaves. And there's a secret to picking grape leaves. You can only pick them, at least in our part of the country, which is the Northeast, certain time of year, because they get too tough. So
and you have to twist them off.
Oh, twist them off? Oh, I didn't know that. No. So usually in June, I'm out in my own backyard picking grape leaves multiple times throughout the month to get them while they're still tender.
Okay, so it's a pain in the neck. If you are picking your own grape leaves, it's a pain in the neck. Like, Mommy used to not only pick them, and you got to wash them, and then you got to blanch them, and then you're like, oh my God, I'm exhausted even just thinking about it. And she would can them herself.
She would bottle them herself. Yep, and just keep them for the winter and give them out to whoever needed grape leaves for making their own yalanchi or doma. And you can also freeze them. So I find that much easier than bottling them, and especially for safety reasons. I don't have to worry about killing germs in the bottling water. So I just wash them, stack them in a Ziploc bag, and freeze them and use them like that.
So in her kit, she makes it so easy because she includes the grape leaves. You don't have to go picking them yourselves. She includes all this, but like you include everything in that thing. And she's going to make it so easy for you guys. And you're not going to have to worry about chopping 8 cups of onions.
So, Sandy, this is so funny. I was on an Armenian cooking Facebook page, and one of the viewers asked, what's the secret to Armenian cooking? I'm kind of new to Armenian cooking. And one of the ladies on the Facebook page said, just keep chopping, because that defines most of our recipes. Chopping and chopping and then chopping.
And then adding spices and spices and spices. But that's why this is so easy.
Yeah, we're just trying to streamline. And honest to God, the finished product is identical to the original. So it's really yummy and easy to do.
Cool.
Let's go.
Let's go. See you. Welcome to the kitchen. Ready to make the yalanchi.
Okay, so this yalanchi kit has 3 packages. Package 1, which are the onions that you didn't have to chop that we talked about. Packet number 2 has the rice and all of the seasonings and herbs and spices. And packet number 3 is actually lemon crystals that we use in the final cooking liquid. And the kit also includes a bottle of grape leaves, a perfect amount for making this batch of yalanchi, which will give you about 60 grape leaf rolls. So to 3 cups of boiling water, I'm going to put in these onions. And you cook the onions for about 1 minute until all of the water is absorbed into these, into the items. Next step is adding 1 cup of oil and the contents of packet number 2. So Sandy, if you can just pour the oil in that, give it a quick stir, please, to blend the onions with the oil just for a moment. Go saute briefly and then add all of the rice and seasonings to this pot. And to the same mixture on the stove, you add 1.5 cups of water and cook this mixture for about 10 minutes until the rice has absorbed all of the liquid. So it's still going to be a little bit crunchy because it's only partially cooked at that point. But it's okay because after we roll them into the grape leaves and load them into this big pot for final cooking, we're going to add a little bit more liquid so it'll soften them up and make them nice and soft and mushy like we like. Once your mixture is finally cooked after the 10 minutes, you want to take it off the stove, and we can't roll it when it's really, really hot, so we want to cool it down just a little bit. You can either spread it out in a shallow pan for half an hour or so, stick it in your refrigerator even for a few minutes to cool it down so you can handle it.
Did Mommy put hers outside? I feel like in the
probably in the winter time she would use that as a refrigerator, which we all did, right? So I have a little bit of this cooked mixture right here after it's nice and cooled, and you can see some of the oil is risen to the surface, but it's all ready for us to roll. So the first step to rolling is, of course, to prepare the grape leaves. So they come out of a bottle like this, which is, even if you bottle your own, it's usually in a brine, which is salty. So we want to rinse off the grape leaves, first of all, to get all that salt liquid off, which I've already done to these in this pile here, which came right out of another bottle. And these leaves come with stems. I don't know if you know that, but when you pick the leaves, they all have a little stem on the end, right? So we want to cut the stem off. You can either pinch it off with your finger, you can cut it with a little paring knife if you like. Sometimes I like to line a few of them up together and just cut them off all at once. You can do that if you like. And then once you cut them off, cut off the stems, I think it's really helpful if you put them in a pile on top of each other, because it makes it really easy for you to roll. And you want to pile them up on your cutting board or plate, shiny side down. So you'll notice there's 2 sides of these grape leaves. One is smooth and shiny, the other is more dull with the veins showing. So you want to put them vein side up, because that is where we're going to plop the rice mixture on.
And the point facing away from you.
So you take one of your leaves, again, point side away from you, with the vein side showing, and take about you take like a teaspoon.
I don't measure anything.
Yeah, just a little, because every leaf's a slightly different size. So the amount of rice mixture that you put will vary a little bit, but start with about a teaspoon. You roll the bottom up a touch, and then each side, and then continue rolling.
Kind of like you're wrapping a burrito.
Like a burrito, just like that. And sometimes we have crazy looking leaves that are either ripped or torn, wonky looking things. Just put them aside, because we'll use that to line the bottom of the pan before we cook it. Actually, I'll just put this one right in the bottom right now so that the grape leaves don't stick.
So did you remember when we were younger, right? Whenever Mommy would be making grape leaves, she would call us up and say, if any of you girls want to come and help me roll grape leaves, and it would be like a whole morning thing, because remember her Yalanchi recipe
made like 120. So, right? She didn't know how to cook for a small family. Yeah, she was adorable. So she would make a double or a triple batch, and we would be there for a few hours, but it was kind of fun. We got to have coffee and catch up with each other, the girls. So you just keep on rolling until you're done. As you go, or at the very end, you want to take a few grape leaves, line the bottom of your pot with grape leaves so that the grape leaf rolls don't stick as you cook it. So as you go, just pile in these grape leaves snugly.
Snugly.
That one fell apart. Snugly. All right, so just keep on piling them up. So once all the yalanchis are in the pan, it's time to prepare the cooking water. So you need a cup of water, And packet number 3 has 2 little packages of lemon juice crystals. So pour that in.
So smart.
Yep, give it a quick stir. And then just pour it over the leaves. And very important, take a little plate, a small plate, the right size for your pan. Put it upside down on top of the grape leaf rolls, and it's the purpose is to keep the steam in, and so that the grape leaves don't dry out while they're cooking. And then you cover it.
I always thought it was to keep them together.
Probably that too. I don't know. Some people cover them with grape leaves, but you can do that so they don't, so they cook better. I think. Cover it with your a regular cover and on the stove and simmer it for about 30 minutes or until all of the water is absorbed. Okay, so the yalanchis are all cooked. We let them cool completely before putting them on a plate. And here we are right here. They are kind of soft, so be careful when you take them off the plate with a fork or tongs, whatever you like. And
Yummy.
you want to keep them refrigerated until you eat them. Nice and creamy.
It reminds me of Mommy. Oh my God. Cindy's so yummy.
They're yummy. And it really didn't take that long to make.
So tell them how they can get these.
So you can get these kits from our website, www.mezzekits.com. All the packets are in there, and simple instructions for you to make and enjoy when you're ready.
Thanks for joining us. See you in the next Mezze Moment.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Rice stuffed grape leaf.
That was awesome.
Step in rolling is to prepare your grape leaves, right? So they come out of a bottle or what?
I know. Try being in my head. Sorry.
I'm gonna get it.
It's a constant.
All right.